Hi everyone, we're going to get started with our Santa Express card class. What you will get in your kit is a packet of these. I will not open this for you, so you'll get a packet of those. The cards that go with it, you're going to have tons and tons of extras. And this I will open because I'm going to separate into each of your cards pieces for you. And then you should also get a half a sheet of the mini dimensionals and a strip of jewels. Now you're responsible for your own adhesive otherwise, and if there's something I forgot, I'll come back and tell you. We're just going to go through these cards one by one, and I'll give you just a few hints and tips and tricks. And please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions. Okay, before we move on, I want to show you how I've divided up your card kits, the parts that I've opened to make it easier for you to find your pieces. So you're going to have individual bags, all the pieces for cards 1 through 5, 6 through 10, 11 through 15, and 16 through 20. That way, as we're doing 1 through 5, you can just have an easier pile on all the pieces that I've pre-cut and the cards that you're going to need, and you're not going to have to dig through everything. You'll also have a bag with the stickers, the wood cuts, your dimensionals, and your jewels. So you want to actually open this right now and set it aside so it's available for you, because you'll be using this little packet of supplies throughout the entire process. And then the last bag you will get is your bag of extras. So this is all little extra pieces. So I mean, if something messes up and you want to exchange something, you've got, I think almost everything has an extra piece in here. Some of the big cards maybe not so much, but you have plenty of the small cards. So let's go ahead and move on. Okay, the cool thing about these card fronts that come in your kit is you actually have 4 choices for your card front. So you can choose what you want on the front, either the red and green polka dot, the speckle, or the green. So it just gives you a lot more versatility in this kit. So we're going to use this card base to start. So pull one of those out of your packet. Go ahead and crease it really nice. And the pieces we're going to use, which should be just in your little baggie, are the candy cane, a strip of pre-cut paper, this whole part of your stickers, a little white square, and 2 little squares. So this is the pieces we're going to use to compose this card. Let me show you how quick it goes together. This one is probably the most detailed, which is why we're getting it out of the way first. I'm going to go ahead and a little adhesive on the back of this. And adhere this right in the middle of your card. Okay, secondly, we're going to take this. Oh, got a little sticky there. And put this one down kind of close to the left-hand side of your card. Okay. I'm going to set this aside for just a minute. I'm going to show you the cool trick. So I'm going to actually rip off this little December piece and put it to the side. So I'm actually going to take the back ground of this sticker sheet. And the reason I'm doing this is it's going to give me a great guide. So I'm going to kind of look at where my squares are. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? You can't see this, but I'm going to stick it on my shirt to get it a little linty so it'll lift off. Won't be as sticky. Keeps wiggling on me. All right. So don't center it according to the sides, because you can see this side's a little bigger than this side. You want to look at the sides of your squares and kind of get it centered. Now we're not going to do all the stickers on here because I want it to be a little ski-wampus. So what I'm going to do is just do the corners. I'm going to put the 1 and the 6 and the 30 on. That gives me a little bit of guidance on how far apart to put these. Now, if you want to continue to use this as a guide, you can kind of move it down, and then I just kind of go, I want them to be all kind of crooked. But the corners are a little bit better lined up now. So now that I have my first row on, this makes it super easy. Now you're going to put all the numbers on except for number 25. We want to wait on that because we're going to layer that one and raise it up a little bit. So I'm going to speed up the film so you don't have to watch this whole part, but okay, so there we go on that. I'm going to go ahead and put this on here. I am doing this crooked. You're welcome to do it straight. I'm going to take the December and just put it right down here on the bottom. And then I'm going to layer my 25 on here. So there's a gold piece. We're just going to do a little bit of matting. And then the 25 sticker. And then on the back, if I can find my dimensionals that I put aside for myself. Or we can just make my table move. Sorry, it's all wiggly now. All right, well, I need to go find that. So I'm going to put dimensional on the back. You can put more than one if you want, and then go ahead and stick your 25 so it is a little bit raised up, and it's also highlighted, obviously, because it's Christmas Day. So there we have card number 1. Okay, now for card number 2, we're going to use the green one. I'm going to go ahead and use the speckled on the front. You're not going to see a whole lot of it, so you can do anything you want. And this is the card we're going to be using. It's just simple Happy Christmas. Getting a little British. And we'll go ahead and adhere this on the card base. Ugh. If I can not have it stick to my fingers. Okay. And then what we're going to do next, a little fussy cutting. So you're actually going to use a second one of these cards. I'll have 2 sitting right there in your card number 2 kit. And then I'm just going to fussy cut. Now what I'm going to do, if you can look close here, you can see there's kind of 2 shades of green. I'm going to kind of cut in the middle of the darker shade, so you don't have to be really, I mean, it's kind of, when you look up close, you'll see it's not a real straight piece anyway. So just cut all around, and like I said, I just cut kind of in the middle of the green. So we'll go ahead and I'm going to put a few dimensionals on here. Now, don't freak out. I kind of ran out of white dimensionals. Yours will be white, but I got to use my black ones. Same thing, just different color. So I'm going to put a couple of those on there. Pull the backing off. And then put this on top. That just gives it like a little dimension so it's not so plain. Okay, next we're going to take, this is one of your sticker sheets. I'm going to take the Fa La La strip off of it. And I'm going to put that across the bottom here. Maybe. Okay. And then last, these are laser cut little wood pieces. Let me show you the cool trick to get these out. And you do want to be a little gentle, especially with these little ones. So I'm going to take 4 of these little stars out. And I'm using a paper piercer. You can use whatever you want, but I'm just pushing. In fact, actually, maybe I think I'm going to push from the back. Just so I don't end up getting, maybe it's easier from the front. Just to get them out. There we go. So I've got 4 of those. And to me, instead of trying to put a little tiny dot of glue on the backs of these, I do it right on here. Just a tiny, tiny bit. You can use whatever you want. I really like this, so you can tell it's well used and gross and dirty. This Tombow Mono liquid glue, I can get that for you if you want it. And then just go ahead and take each one of these and place them on. I really should be getting my Take-A-Pic tool out. And there you go. That one is all done. Okay, our next card is also going to use the same Happy Christmas piece. Take a green card base, go ahead and fold it in half. As my timer goes off on my watch. Okay. I'm going to use the speckled side again, and then you're going to use this card. It has this "Oh What Fun" on the back, another Happy Christmas card, and a strip of paper and some of the iridescent string. All right, so let's start with adhering this one, and this also just something to note is that somebody really was thinking this time and cut the pieces just small enough so I don't have to trim them down, so you get a good mat and a frame around your image. And then this one's also some fussy cutting, so we're gonna cut just all around, and don't think you have to follow the lines. I'm just going crazy and around each tree a little bit. And I'll speed it up so you can not be bored with the rest. Trim this. Okay. So there's your Happy Christmas image. Now, this is how I'm going to do the ribbon around the outside. I'm going to go ahead and put just some adhesive down on here. And then I'm going to randomly, what I'm looking for is for loops of this ribbon to show through the back. So just want I don't care what the middle of this looks like. I'm more curious to make sure that these loops look somewhat even. And you should have plenty of string. So if you feel like you want to cut some off, you can. So basically, there we go. So when you turn it over, you can see the loops of the ribbon. Now to put this on here, this does take a tiny bit more work, because this ribbon is so thick, we want to go ahead and double up the dimensionals. So I'm going to go ahead, put these 3 on. And then I'm going to stick 3 more right on top of them to make this is just going to stand up a little taller, so the ribbon's not going to push it off your card. And then go ahead and put these wherever you want. Oops, just make sure that you double them up. Okay, now before we put that on, you also have a little Fa La La strip. So let's put that on. And then your Happy Christmas on. And we're done with that one. Okay, our next card, we're going to take the red card base. Let's fold this in half. We're going to use the polka dot side. This one's super simple. So you're going to have this 2 different shades of green. It's the Most Wonderful Time of Year card, and then it's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year card. So super simple. Just going to adhere one of the green pieces here. Oh, I'm using the wrong adhesive. No, that one's super duper sticky. And the other one here, so they're kind of overlapping a little bit in the middle. But it's the Most Wonderful Time card. Kind of put that closer to the top, closer to the bottom, whatever works for you. And then we're going to go ahead and fussy cut. I started already, so you didn't have to watch the whole thing. Around the other card, this time we're just cutting out the presents. Go ahead and put a couple of dimensionals on the back. And just layer it right on top of that one. So it gives it a little bit of a 3D effect, and we are done. Okay, card number 5. We are going to go ahead and use this card base. We are going to use the polka dot side. Now you should have 3 different shades of green strips. So let's just put those on the card base. think I'm going to start with the middle green. That way I can somewhat center it. And then we'll put the light green above it, just leaving about 1/8 of an inch in between. And the dark green below. Now, if your paper is hanging over at all, I do recommend putting it or lining up it on the fold side. So if it is hanging over at all, you can just trim off the little excess. And that way the fold side's all lined up. Then you're going to take your Holly Jolly card. And we're going to adhere this to the card. And then last, take your sticker sheet. I'm going to put dimensionals just to pop these out a little bit too. Got your 2 holly leaves. Put one here. Oh, that one's coming with me. Let's try that again. Okay, we'll put this one down on this corner. And then last, you're going to take your jewels. You can lift these up. Let me fix that one. It kind of came off. I like using my paper piercer to pick these up. But you can also use, you can also use your scissors to pick them up. And I'm going to pull out my Take-A-Pick tool because it's a really fun gadget, and let me know if you want to get one. Pull that one out in just a second. So that one is done. All right, card number 6. We're going to be using the red and the polka dot card for this one. So let's go ahead and fold that one in half. And we're going to use the red side of the card this time. This is a very similar technique to the last one that we just did. So we're going to take 3 strips of paper and put them across the card. I'm kind of going fast, but normally I like to get my edges, at least the corner to corner, covered really well so they don't pop up. So when I do put adhesive, I dot everything, but I do like to get my corners on really well. So similar technique. Let's start with the centerpiece. And again, line up on the fold side in case you need to trim some pieces off. And this time I'm leaving just a little bit bigger of a gap. Got some adhesive there. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this over, and you can see that it is hanging over just a little bit. Sometimes I like to cut my papers a little tad fraction longer instead of shorter, because I'd rather trim it and make sure it goes from end to end. Okay, and then we're going to take, sorry, I guess I should show you, the sticker sheet. This is the border from the sticker sheet. Let's put it across the middle of this one. And then go ahead and trim the excess off. I'm gonna go ahead and put this back on my sticker sheet in case I find something else to use it on. All right, let's stick that on really good. Then we're just gonna take this Santa in the train. He will go on next. And then last, we're going to take the Ho 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 from the wood laser cuts. So again, I'm going to use my paper piercer or something. You can use something. I am going to do this one from the back because I don't want to leave little pokes from my paper piercer. Sometimes if you put it down and then lift up, it works. Sometimes it doesn't, but just be gentle so you don't break your wood cut. All right, so we have our Ho Ho Ho. And again, I'm going to use my mono glue, but you can use whatever adhesive you have on hand. This mono glue really don't need a whole lot. I want to make sure my ends are down. And this part is done. Okay, next card, number 7. I'm going to use the green card base. Go ahead and fold that in half. Then we're going to use the Seasons greeting card from your card pack. If I can get this started, then we'll go. Again, I just like to make sure my corners are covered, and then just dabs of adhesive here and there. Just adhere that on your card base. Then I'm going to take our cute little deer on the part of the train, and again we're going to fussy cut this out. All right, so we have our little train, but I don't want him floating, and so what I did to make a little track for him is I used an outside of a sticker. So I didn't use the actual sticker. So I'm going to cut just right along the edge of this black piece, dark gray, whatever you want to call it. Make sure the white part's cut off. And I didn't quite get the white part off that one. Oh. All right. So now we have our own little road or track for the train to go on, so he's not floating. Okay, now let's put some dimensionals. And you guys, if you don't want to pop up your things, you don't have to. I just think it adds a little extra something, but if you want to just adhere it on, you're welcome to, but I like having a little 3D effect. I'm going to put our little train car on there. And then I promised I was going to show you this. I don't know why I didn't take it out earlier. This is called a take a pick tool. The cool thing is these ends actually pop off, so you can change them and you don't have to have 5 million tools laying around. So if you're looking for a really fun gift, let me show you the ends. So this one has a little bit of kind of putty on it. So if you're picking up small items, oh, my track's coming up. Picking up sequins, picking up anything, it's really, really nice. And it actually comes with a spare, so it has a little bit of putty in it, and if it's not getting sticky, you can wipe it off and screw it up and some more putty will come out, so it lasts quite a while. The other tip has kind of a tiny little spatula, and so you can use this also with your jewels. I'm going to make this reindeer Rudolph and go ahead and put some jewels on the holly berry. Oh, that one flipped on the other side, so we just turn it over. This is what happens when you're trying to show something. I have glue on my finger, and so that jewel just decided my finger was better than the tool. Joys of paper crafting. Sticky, sticky fingers. Okay, that one's done, but let me finish showing you this tool. So that does have some other tips. So you can have a just a little stylus, a small stylus and a big stylus, and then the extra putty piece. And this one I haven't even opened yet. But this is to clean out your dies. So you can screw this on, and then when you have those really intricate dies and you're cutting things out, you roll this along it to get all the die pieces out. So really fun tool if you're looking for a great Christmas gift for a crafter. This is really, really fun. Okay, that one is all done, and let's move on to the next one. All right, next card, we're going to use a red and polka dot card base. Going to use the red side. And we're going to use this little postcard, Dear Santa postcard. Okay, so we're going to put the Dear Santa postcard on the red side of the card base. Then we are going to do some more fussy cutting. I know it's your favorite. This whole suite actually comes with a die set, so you can cut these out with metal dies. But I was trying to keep the cost down for my customers for this card class, so that's the fun thing, though, is about some of these Stampin' Up! Suites. So a suite is a whole basic group of products that coordinate. So there are the cards, the envelopes, there's the stamp set, there's designer series paper here, there's some ribbon, there's, and then the dies. And Stampin' Up! A few years ago started making it not only so the metal dies coordinate with the stamp set, which is awesome because then you don't have to sit and fussy cut, but some of the paper also goes with the dies. So there's little train die that you can just cut out these trains and the a lot of pieces, and it coordinates with the stamp set too. Anyway, as I keep rambling on, and then I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut this tree out as well. Again, don't worry about cutting everywhere. You just want the image to be somewhat in the shape. Straight lines are the best. Okay, so instead of, I think I'm going to give this one just a little bit more detail in this spot. Okay, like that a little bit better. So this one I'm not going to pop up, but you're welcome to if you want. I believe you should have enough dimensionals. So I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive on the back here and on the train. Put the train on and put the tree on, and that card is done. Okay, card number 9. I'm going to use the green card base. Then we're going to use this pink snowflake card. The other side's Let It Snow. This one is super simple. Then we'll adhere the pink snowflakes on the green base. And then I've cut this off of another one of your cards. The other side had a little Santa train on it, and then just cut one row of trees. I really love this color combo. I'm trying to decide what colors I'm going to do on my tree this year. I'm a little obsessed with changing up my tree every year, and typically I like to find some wrapping paper and then I match my ornaments. So there's the base of your card. Oh. All right, we're going to use our laser cut wood cuts again. I'm going to go from the back again. I'm going to do Winter and Wonderland are the ones we're going to do. Now this is just a little tip also. Once I get this popped out. That one's good and stuck on me. Joys of trying to show off on videos. There we go. Don't pop out your little dot until you're ready to use it. Sorry, technical difficulties. Might have to charge my phone before I continue. All right, so we have winter, and this is my tip. Leave your little dot for your winter here until you're ready to do it. Otherwise, you're going to end up, it's going to end up lost on the floor. Trust me, I know these things. So we'll pop out the other one. All right, Winter Wonderland. Now it's totally up to you. I'm gonna do mine a little more diagonal. But if you feel like doing it straight, again, I am just putting some dots of glue here. I know. I did a class once where I just kind of showed what I did instead of you guys actually having to watch me do it. So give me some feedback and let me know if you'd prefer me just say, put this here, put this here, put this here, and then you can pause it. I've done it both ways. I'm not quite sure what people prefer. And now I'm going to get my little dot. I think I'm actually going to use my tweezers for this one. Or get that putty piece out. See, this would be something, actually, that little putty piece. And since I just put that away again, see? I'm learning. I need to use my take a pick a little more. All right, I'm going to punch out 2 more pieces. I'm going to do a snowflake. And one of these little starbursts. And you'll probably end up with lots of extra wood cuts. So, I mean, you can go back on your cards and just figure out a way you want to use them. Because they're pretty fun. I mean, just 2 strips of paper in that, it makes it look just really, really fun. So put your snowflakes, get another snowflake, do whatever you want, but that card is complete. Okay, card number 10. We'll use the green card base. Two light green strips of paper. And I'm going to put one here. One right next to it. Trim off the excess. And we're going to use this candy cane striped little card. We'll put it like this. Okay, now we're going to take, I'm going to do this in a specific order just so I can space it. I'm going to take the Christmas sticker off your sticker sheet. Let's put a couple of dimensionals. On the back. I'm going to put this down kind of just over the bottom border of that crisp candy cane stripe card. Okay, next we're going to do Holly Jolly on this. Actually, silly me. Look at me. See, I'm saying I'm going to do this in specific order, and then I didn't even follow my own instructions. Put this green piece on first. much fun to be with me, I know. Okay, then let's put this back on. Okay, now we're gonna punch out the Holly Jolly from the laser woodcuts. I'm going to do the same thing I did last time. I'm going to leave my little dot off. So I don't knock it off with my sleeve. Just lose it somewhere. Now I want this to be closer to the Christmas because we're going to put another piece up there on top. So that's why I put the Christmas on first, so I could leave some space. And don't worry, the glue will dry clear. And let's grab my drop that on there. I'm going to try this little putty tool. I need to get a fresh piece because that was a little bit dry. See how cool that is? Picks up these little tiny things. And then set it on down. All right, last of all, I'm going to grab one of the Santa stickers. You can pick which one you want. And just going to put 2 dimensionals on the back. And put him here up top. That's why I wanted a little bit more space so we'd have room to put him. And that one's good. All right, card number 11. We're going to go ahead and use the red card base. In your packet, you should have a pre-cut candy cane stripe strip and a season's greeting strip, 2 of them. So what I actually did to make this card was I used one of your cards and I cut it up into pieces. So we're actually going to use 2 different sides of it. And then last, you've got this clear acetate card that we're going to put on top. Okay. So let's start. Go ahead and fold. This in half. We're going to use the red side. So then you just take your strips and we're going to start on the top. Sorry, I swear my articulation is getting worse and worse these days. Okay, so we're going to start on the top and just work our way down. So put the red candy cane stripe up on top, piece on top. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure it's nice and even. And then this time you're going to put the adhesive on the stripe side, so the polka dot side will be face up. And we're going to line that right up against the other one. And then last, we will do the other candy cane stripe piece. And line that up on the bottom. Oops. And if you feel like you need to overlap them a little, whatever you need to do to get it going. So you've got your card base. Now, here's the trick on these. I didn't even realize till after I made my first one, but there is actually some film on this to protect it. So don't forget to take it off like I did when I first made these. And now it's a little not quite as cloudy, a little more shiny. Now, just so you know, most adhesives are going to kind of show through a clear piece like this. So what I did, quite simply, I honestly just put some adhesive on the back of the word wonderful. That's all I put on here. Oh, now I got sticky on my paper, but I can clean that off in a minute. So now, really this whole piece is going to be kind of loose. It's really only stuck in the middle, but you can't see the adhesive as much if you do it right behind the words. And then finally, I'm just going to add a couple of jewels. So we'll just do one over here. And a couple, oops, dropped it. Couple down here. And super simple, that one's ready to go. Okay, for this card, we're going to use the red and polka dot card base, a little strip of green, the Santa card, and a darker shade of red. So let's go ahead and fold this. We are going to be using the polka dot side. Then we will put the red piece on. Just center that on the polka dot background. Then we will put the green strip across the middle. When I was filming those first few cards, I noticed a lot of times when I was doing stuff down here you couldn't see, so I did raise this up a bit. I hope it's a little bit better today for the next 10. And we'll go ahead and put our Santa card down. In the middle, and then take your sticker sheet. We're going to use the Ho Ho Holidays sticker. Put a couple of dimensionals on the back. If you don't have nails and are having a hard time getting off the backing, you can use the tip of your scissors to peel it off, or a paper piercer and just to pop that little thing off. My nails are super thin and nasty, so works for me. But I know a lot of people who do have acrylic nails or gel nails and won't be sharp enough to quite get under there, so that's just a little tip for you. Okay, put that on, and that one's super simple and fast. We're good to go. Okay, from your packet, card number 13, so it'll be in from your little packet for those next 5 cards. We are going to use a green card base, a Let It Snow, and this scrap of paper. So go ahead and fold your card in half. We will adhere card front to the card base. And again, some fussy cutting. So I'm going to choose, I'll show you. So I've just picked like 3 different images off your scrap. You can pick whichever ones you want. And we'll go ahead and cut those out. I think I'm going to do this one. Okay, the paint is over. So I'm going to put a few dimensionals on back again. Because these pieces are so small, I'm actually going to take dimensional and cut it in half, just so I can raise up some of these little skinny spots. I'm going to do that with a couple of these. Remove the backing. And really you can place these wherever you want. You can feel welcome to even do more than 3. It's totally up to you to decorate this however you want. Do a couple more. So when I was creating this is exactly what I did. I'm like, oh, let's see, maybe I'll put this here, maybe I'll put this here. So this one's kind of just free reign. One more thing, now that you thought you were done and probably put everything away, I forgot to put on a border sticker from the sticker sheet. So this pink striped one. And I'm turning this kind of scallop a little bit. I'm gonna make mine go upside down, but you put it however you want. And put it across the bottom. So I might edit and throw that in. We'll see what my filming skills can do. Okay, card number 14. You're going to need a green card base, the Merry Christmas printed card, the dark green rectangle, and strip of trees. We'll go ahead and fold the card base in half. Put the strip of trees across the bottom. I'm leaving a little, about 5/8 of an inch below it. Now remember, these cards are cut shorter, so don't try and line it up with the edge. You're going to need to kind of center it on your page. And then I have trimmed a little bit off of this piece. Oh, just kidding. I left this one full size. And I'm going to go ahead and adhere this to the green piece. And then adhere the green piece to the card. I'm offsetting it, but feel free to use your imagination if you want to make it centered or whatever. And super simple, all done. Okay, card number 15. You'll need a green card base from your packet, a strip of 2 trees, your snowflake clear acetate piece, and string. Once that is on, trying to see which side the film's on, because last time I think I had you guys pull it off, but I'm going to have you just lift the corner up. Now I'm going to put adhesive because we are going to put the tree piece. I'm just going to put some adhesive kind of a couple strips across the middle. So here and here. And then go ahead and put it on centered on your card base. Now this time I'm going to pull off this after I put it down. That way I don't get adhesive goobers all over it. And we'll take the tree strip. I'm going to put that across the card a little bit closer to the bottom than the top. Then take your yarn, ribbon, iridescent, whatever, I can't even remember what it's called. I should look that up. Tie it in a knot. I did a square knot to keep it nice and straight. I'm going to go ahead and trim that off a little bit. And then last, if I can find my sticker sheet. Sorry, we're going to use the Joy sticker. Couple of dimensionals. See, I said my nails were nice and sharp last time, and this time I can't get it off. So we'll just put that down here on the bottom. And you're finished. Okay, let's do card number 16. So you're going to use a red card base on this one, the little lined green frame, a strip of red paper, and some of your wood cuts on this one. We're going to use the polka dot side of this one and simply adhere the red strip across the middle. Like so. And then take the lined card. We're actually going to do this instead of horizontal lines, we're going to do vertical lines. And I put that on. Then we will punch out Happy Holidays is what we're going to do on this one. So the happy I already punched out. I was totally going to look up what the little dot is on top of the I and the J. I think it's like a jot or something, but anyway, I'll save that like we've done in the past just to make sure it doesn't get swept off the table. And then a couple of those little starbursts. Okay, so I'm going to glue these on. And I'm going to do this kind of diagonal or crooked, whatever term you want to use. But feel free to put it on how you want. So happy holidays. And then a couple of starbursts. And then this is totally up to you. You can be done now, or you can color it. Forgot to grab my marker. Hold on. So I'm actually going to color, and you can just use a marker. This is an alcohol marker, but you really can use a Sharpie, whatever you want. But I want to make my woodcut red. Oh, probably should have colored it before I glued it on, huh? I'll speed this up so you can not be bored. And we'll put the little jot on there. And we're good to go. Okay, card number 17. Red card base, a candy cane striped large card, and a bit that I've cut out for you from this other card. Couple of green strips and your red string. Those are the supplies. Let's hit it. Okay. So we're going to use the red side of the card. Adhere the candy cane piece. This one will be a tall card. I don't know how many of you guys did the hamburger way or hot dog way. So next, we're going to take the light green strip and I'm just going to put that about right there. This isn't super important. Sorry, get that. Pull it, and then I'm going to take the little Santa and Mrs. Claus piece. And put it on top of that green strip. And then the darker green strip butts up right against the bottom of that one. Then you're going to take the Snow Day sticker and we're going to put that right down here. And then last, I take the For You sticker, punch out that little hole, take your red trim, and go ahead and tie a bow. And what I'm going to do first, just to make this a little bit easier, I'm going to tie that first. Then I'm going to put some dimensionals and stick it on. Just gives me a little easier because the back's so sticky. So it's not sticking to my fingers while I'm trying to tie a bow. I'm going to put that on, and then I'm going to finish my bow. Now this trim is a little bit slippery. So in order to keep my bow from coming undone, I'm actually going to put just a dab of glue on it, let it dry. That'll hold my bow together. Just remember that you have glue on there while it dries so you don't get it all over everything. And it should go really quickly, the glue or whatever glue you use. It's just a little tip or trick just to keep that from coming undone. All right, that one's good to go. Okay, card number 18. We're going to use the red card base, the polka dot side. You're going to have a red rectangle, a green rectangle, and the C is for Christmas card. So let's go ahead and adhere the red rectangle first. Just center that, or you can make it crooked, whatever floats your boat. Okay, now this one, we're going to push that aside for just a minute. So we're going to go ahead and adhere this to the green, the printed card to the green rectangle. And then you'll have a piece of trim, the iridescent trim. We'll tie that around. I'm going to show you guys my trick, even though now that we're almost done with the card. So I'm going to do a square knot. And if you know a square knot, it's right over left, left over right. I typically end up going opposite way, but so right over left, and then I stick my finger and hold this down while I do the left over right. So I get a nice tight string. Because I do this so often, I don't even think about it anymore. But I do teach enough classes after when I'm doing them in person, I realize, oh, people don't know, a lot of people don't know how to do a square knot, or even how to do it without someone giving you a good finger, not a bad finger. Okay, so we're going to put this on with dimensionals. To pop it up, and also just so the trim's going to help pop it up a little bit too. I'm going to put quite a few on this one. Pull all the backing off. Maybe. So many pieces in my fingers that my fingernails don't work anymore. Okay, put that on. And that one is done. Okay, 2 left, guys. Card number 19. We'll use the green card base. And we're going to use the Ho 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 transparent sheet, and a light red and a dark red strip, and Santa card. So So those are the supplies you'll need. So for the ho 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 transparent, I'm going to do the same thing where I know my strips are going to go here. I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. So I'm just going to put adhesive on this side of the strip. Okay, so funny story. On some of those other ones, the snowflake one, because the film was on the front, this film's on the back. So you're going to have to take your film off first on this one. So double check that. I'll edit a little bit out. Pull the little film off. Put that on. And then we'll do the 2 red strips. Light red first. Leaving about 1/2 inch, but again, feel free to be yourself. And then the red strip, the darker red strip. And then finally, our Santa. I trimmed the edges off this one. But you've got extras, so if you want to leave it plain with a little scallop border around it, you're welcome to. Just was trying to change it up so they didn't all look the same. I'm kind of obsessed with vintage Santas, and he's so cute. I technically go all the way back to more the Father Christmas from Scandinavia, but this one also reminds me of my childhood, so all done. Okay, our last card. I'm going to use our very last green card base, a white rectangle, and 3 pre-printed cards, the large pink snowflake, this one, and the joy. I did trim down the joy just a little bit, so it's a little smaller than your extra one you'll have in your packet. So let's proceed. Okay, this one I did a little bit differently. So I actually wanted to not see the green. I wanted to add a little bit more. Sorry, all these last 5 cards I haven't had my bone folder, and I've put it away this morning and with daycare, and I can't figure out where I put it, so I'll find it tomorrow. Anyway, so I'm gonna actually cover up the green. You should have this white rectangle. I wanted a white card base. I thought about flipping this inside out, but then it kind of makes it a little bit difficult to, people don't like to write, they like to write on white surfaces. So if you don't want to do this step, feel free to flip it inside out and use the white, but I'm going to just cover mine up. So this one is super, super easy. I'm going to cover this up. I'm lining it up again on the fold in case I do have any excess, but that looks pretty good. So then we'll put the pink snowflakes on. And then we'll put this kind of little plus signs or crosses, whatever you want to call them, patterned card. I'm going to put this kind of up here on the top left, closer to the top left corner. And then the Joy, Peace, and Love pre-printed card. I'm going to go right about here. And then to finish it off, just use a few of my woodcuts. Look at all these extras you guys are going to end up with. It's so fun. We'll use this big one. So when you're done, you can feel free to go back with all your little woodcuts or anything, and if you can embellish your cards even more. Okay, we've got our 3 snowflakes. And that is it. You guys are done. There are so many extras. So not only are you going to have extra woodcuts, you're going to have extra clear cards, extra stickers. I'll show you all the other extras that you're going to have. Let me grab them real quick. So you're going to have all of these extra cards that you can continue to create. So if you're interested in purchasing an extra set of cards and envelopes, let me know. One other fun trick, if I can find my keys. So I've advertised this in a lot of my other card classes. This is called Wink of Stella. What it is just kind of a little paint pen. And I don't know if you can see the shimmer in the light, but if you wanted to go back and make just a little bit of shimmer on any of your snowflakes or your color your joy, you know, my website and group is Paper Glue and Bling, because I do like a little bit of shimmer. So I don't know if that's going to show up on camera or not. But this is a really, really fun thing to add on. And it's just kind of full of shimmery paint, which adds a really fun dimension to any of your cards. So contact me if you want anything else. If you want, like I said, if you want another set of the card bases and envelopes so you can create with all of your extras, just let me know, because they probably will sell out. And if you have any questions, feel free to either message me on Messenger through Paper Glue and Bling, or you can send me an email at jonnabarris@gmail.com. Bye.